Thursday night, episode 17th, on the 17th, talking about Star Wars Ahsoka. And we got a lot of theories in our brains. We're going to share them here, and you're going to get involved. This is Into the Void. Well, that was a little different, huh? How'd that feel? How'd that feel? That was the wrong intro. That was the melodic, smooth outro. It was supposed to be.
Shit!
I was
Well,
supposed
do it
to
right.
be. No. We don't want to drag that on. But I don't know why I did that one. But hey, we'll take it. What's going on, everybody? How is everyone doing this evening? Rev, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. What an exciting day. What an exciting night. Here we go.
Yes.
Talking about Star Wars.
What is it? We are about a week away, exactly, right? Or a little bit more, less, 6 days. 6 days away from Ahsoka airing on Disney Plus.
And millions of Star Wars fans are excited. And then millions of Star Wars fans are angry because you can't just make them all happy. They can't all just be like, yay, Star Wars stuff. Somebody has to bitch.
Right. You know? Yeah, always. Yeah. It's always been like that. I feel like more so lately, I think the best thing the show's really got going for it is the worst thing right now is that expectations are extremely, extremely low, so it's got that going for it.
Do we start to now kind of realize, like I was talking to my kid about this the other day, and I feel like everybody starts to just like think that like Disney was bad for all of this. Disney was bad for Marvel. Disney was bad for Star Wars because there's just like, I mean, we're getting more of it. That's great. It's great. We're getting more Marvel movies. We're getting more Marvel products. We're getting more Star Wars stuff, more stuff, more. And it looks great. Everything looks good. But the stories and the lore and whatever the canon stuff seems like it's just kind of falling flat with a lot of things.
Yeah. It is. And I wouldn't even go as far, honestly, dude, I wouldn't even go as far as to say it looks great because it looks, the CGI looks like shit in a lot of the Marvel stuff. And, and all that stuff. They even started their own union. The VFX people at Disney started their own union because they say they're getting, they're overworked. They're not getting compensated enough. So they're starting their own union. So that could be at some point in the future a whole nother strike that we have to worry about, or not that we have to worry about, that Disney has to worry about.
Are we even feeling, again, our friends who work in the industry aside, are you feeling the fact that there's no movies or shows yet? Are you like, at this point, you kind of going like, well, man, I really want to tune into something. And there's so much stuff to look at that I still don't care,
Right. No.
And again, no offense to our friends, but I mean, when will I actually care that I'm missing stuff? I mean, there still seems like there's movies coming out.
Probably about in 8 to 9 months. I feel like it's going to start to feel like, stuff's getting really scarce. Now, what could be cool, real quick, before we dive any further too, because we're going right into this and I love it, and we're going to dig further real quick, just housekeeping stuff before we get into it, guys. Hit the like button if you can. It helps push the stream and lets people know that we're out here doing our thing.
Where the hell is our backdrop?
Our backdrop? What do you mean?
We're just on a black screen here. What are we, like the Sith?
We're
like the back. It doesn't have our Into the Void stuff.
Oh yeah. We're gonna change that. Don't worry. We're gonna change that.
You're setting the mood.
Yeah. And look, boom, there it is, right there.
Pa-pow. There we go. There more color.
Yes. And then also Sunday, I'm gonna be doing a new video that's gonna be coming out. And Fingers and Toes is in the house. What's up, buddy? Sunday, again, new video coming out. This is 9 rare comic books you didn't know you needed. So that's the topic of this one. This is 9 issues that are extremely rare, obtainable, not impossible to get, but very, very rare. And it's a little bit of a rare book for kind of everybody, every kind of genre or character. I think, and this is something maybe I could do like a part 2, part 3, part 4. So,
dude, that straight up looks like an old Nintendo NES game system cover right there.
This is one, dude.
What is that? I like that. Is that Mary Jane?
I elaborate on this in the video. It is. Yeah, it's all 80s. This has become my number one Spider-Man, Spidey like modern grail for me.
Oh, so you don't have it yet?
I do not have this. It is very hard to find.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'll go more into the video. It is extremely hard to find. There's none on eBay.
There's just like bombs dropping in the background.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Everything about this is me, is Paper Chase, is everything I like. Other than horror. It's not horror, but it's in the 80s, which the 80s just always has an element of horror in it, even when it's not horror, you know? Just because
I just want to play that game. I just want to play that game. Like, make a game with this, and I want to play it. You know?
Yeah.
Spider-Man from a helicopter.
Yeah. It looks really cool. If they did like an 80s type cartoon of that, you know, it would be freaking great, huh?
Yeah, man. But the story would be terrible.
Well, yeah, depending on who does it. But okay, good segue back to what we were talking about. So yeah, I think in about 8 months we're gonna start to feel it, that there's not a lot of big events happening. But I think what could be good is actually Crystal. I was like, 'cause I was talking to Crystal about this, and I was like, man, what are they gonna do in the theaters, right? When you don't have anything coming out for forever. She's like, oh, well, they'll probably do what they did during COVID, which is play older movies. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Hear me out. Let's do Avatar again.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm just kidding. I still haven't seen the second one.
The first movie I saw when COVID started to kind of like loosen up was Back to the Future. It was for my birthday. Crystal took me to see it.
They played it in a theater?
In theaters, yeah. I think we saw it. I think it was at Britannia, but it was amazing. Okay. It was amazing.
You know, to see that movie in the theater would be probably really cool. You know, it'll take you back, a little nostalgia there. You know.
Yeah, man.
I think the first movie I saw after COVID was Black Phone, the Ethan Hawke movie, the kind of the scary movie. It's kind of scary. Yeah, you know, it was good though. Good soundtrack.
Yeah. Nice. What else? What else would be in something nice that they could play that we haven't seen in a long time?
At the movie theater?
Yeah, at the movie theaters.
Fuck, man, you're gonna say that? Like, I mean, go put Batman back out. The first one, the very
first one.
Yeah, awesome.
You know what? It'd be cool to see like maybe Die Hard, like around Christmas time when there's like nothing in theaters. Die Hard.
It is a Christmas movie. It is in fact a Christmas movie.
Yep.
I've built that hill, and I will stand and die on it. Aliens, yes.
Aliens,
yes,
absolutely. That'd be great.
That would be great for sure. Aliens would be a great movie to see. But I mean, we have to wait 8 or 9 months, and there's like a sick part of me that kind of is like let's see what happens. You know, like what actually. But I really do think that people are going to do a bunch of little indie stuff eventually. You know, and it actually should make everything better at some point because it'll push the competition down the line a little bit. You know, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, speaking of 80s movies, that's what it sounds like.
Right. For sure. Star Wars. That'd be cool. If they did like a trilogy, would you go see a Star Wars trilogy in theaters on the big screen? I'd find time.
What if you had one ticket and you could see all 3, but you couldn't use the bathroom? Would you do it?
No, because I'd die of internal piss poisoning.
What if you wore a diaper?
Yes.
Look, one day when we're off the air, ask me about the diaper party. Okay, I'm not sure if we've ever talked about that.
What?
We can share some secrets here.
Okay, that sounds good. We just lost a viewer. I saw that number drop.
Diaper party? How dare he?
I saw that number drop.
Hey, look, when you're playing poker and you don't want to, like, you know, we had a night of poker, me and the boys, and I didn't trust these motherfuckers, so I didn't want to get up and go take a piss. I'm like, fuck this. I stopped by the drugstore, got me some adult diapers, and fuck, man, I cleaned up that night. I cleaned the whole table.
You pissed all over it, probably.
No, man, it holds 3 good pisses. A diaper holds 3 good.
Really? I did not know this.
You cannot take a shit. But what I will tell you then, and I'm sorry that we've gone here with the show, poor show. But then I was like, Mardi Gras came around. I was like, well, let's give this a go, you know. And 3 good pisses, man. I have an adult diaper, and then you just pull that fucker out and throw it away, you know.
Wow. Yeah. No, absolutely. All right. Well, let me ask you this. So going into next week with Star Wars, Ahsoka coming out, what's your prior exposure to Star Wars to prepare for this? What have you I know you've read Heir to the Empire recently.
Finished it.
Mm-hmm. Finished it. Okay. What else? Anything else?
Okay. So my main reason, the reason I should be here on this show today is because I speak for the little guy that doesn't know a lot about Star Wars. You could have had a panel of 3 or 4 different guys on here, or girls, or whoever that know about Star Wars, but it's good that I don't, because I'm the optimistic one going into this, going like, okay, I haven't
Sure.
seen or know. I know I don't know any of the cartoons. I've never seen any of the cartoons with her. I saw Book of Boba Fett. That's what she was in.
She was in Book of Boba Fett. Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She was in Book of Boba Fett for an episode. She was
Okay.
in Mando for a couple of episodes, but
Yeah.
she's mainly known for Star Wars Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, the animated shows.
I read I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm saying like that's her. That's where you really. That's where the character development is for her. That's why she is so beloved, is because of those two animated shows.
I read her wiki, and initially she was not a very liked character.
Nope.
Initially, okay, yes, I mean, like, that's true. Okay, like your reaction was so dead on what I wanted. Like, no, but then she was obviously, she grew in a lot of people, but I found out she was the person that trained under Anakin Skywalker. She was the, or whatever that is, the Padawan.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to say it wrong. Thank you.
Mhm.
I actually haven't said her name yet because I don't know how to say that correctly. Is it I'm watching lips.
So her name is Ahsoka Tano.
Okay.
Ahsoka Tano.
Okay. So Ahsoka.
Mhm.
I remember that Saturday Night Live skit with the cork soaking. And I just thinking in Ahsoka. Yeah. Did you ever see that skit?
I did not. I did not see that. I don't think so.
Okay.
I do not think so.
Say cork soaker in an Italian voice. Cork soaker.
Oh,
you're a great cork soaker.
That's funny.
But
and they dropped one. Just kidding.
People just don't like humor, Johnny. People don't like things that are funny.
They got their diapers in a bunch.
Got 2 more times. So I know that I enjoyed her in the shows.
Yeah.
I don't know of any of the cartoon stuff that she's done. I enjoyed her in the shows. She was a strong character, very well played by Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Rosario Dawson. Of course, in the same instance, I kind of keep beating this drum. I always wish that these characters, that there's these titular characters that people love, would be played by unknown people.
Yeah.
So you can grow with them.
Sure.
But Rosario Dawson was she did a very well job. It was a very, very well job. A very good job,
Yeah, she was fan casted as well, which is what's crazy. Like she was one of those, like they had a bunch of like not AI art, just like photoshops of people putting her as Ahsoka if they were to do a live action. And it's kind of like the Reed Richards with the John Krasinski thing. And so she was actually fan casted, which is why one of the main reasons why. And I believe she also really likes the character as well. So yeah, it was perfect casting. But if you can, if you can do any other homework before the show, or if you like going into it the way that you are, by all means do that. But I would definitely watch Rebels, but even before Clone Wars, because she started in the Clone Wars, but Rebels is where, this is pretty much continuing from. And I think you can get more out of Rebels than you would from Clone Wars at this point.
I'm trying to remember. Fingers and Toes suggested I watch one of them, and I was watching it for a while. I don't know if that was Rebels or not. Yeah. Fingers and Toes backed me up with that one. I can't remember which one it was. No, look, I'm excited. Sometimes with these characters, though, I kind of feel weird about the special effects because she's going to be heavily latex and things like that the entire time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like when you watch like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie, kind of go like you're looking for like where the head ends and the shell begins and things like that. I kind of worry about things like that sometimes. I mean, that's just kind of the prick I can be sometimes when I'm looking for the fault. And I don't want to. I hope that this is a seamless interaction. I hope her hair thing. I mean, what even is that? What's going on with her head? What is that stuff? Has that been explained?
Like tendrils. It's just part of her alien race. What
do they do?
What do they do? Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I mean, she's like a very, very hot-looking humanoid with tendrils on her head.
Yeah, I don't think they really do anything. Maybe they're sensors. I don't. They should never like use them.
She's has to use them in the show, Johnny.
No,
she's gonna be like tied up or something like that. All of a sudden, like wow.
No,
slap somebody.
She has never used them in the show. It was Rebels, I think, at first, and then there was a short list of Clone Wars episodes that Yep. That is, I do remember that conversation. So yeah, so Rebels, if you can watch all of that, and then Disney Plus puts Clone Wars important episodes, watch those, and that'll really help out a lot. But Laku, oh, look at Fingers and Toes with the knowledge. Laku are what they're called. I did not know that. Very nice, Laku.
Right now, in the Heir to the Empire, I found out that Akbar, who I think Fingers and Toes' avatar is, he's been hauled away. He's been hauled away as a heretic or something like that, like a fraud or something. So, I mean, I'm going to find out in book 2 what happens to Akbar.
Nice.
Heir to the Empire was good. For some reason, I want to know more about Thrawn, but Thrawn is in Ahsoka, is he not?
Yes, he will be in Ahsoka. So that's also one of the big things is that so Thrawn was mainly in he started off in the 90s in the novels that you read, but he was brought back to canon in Rebels as well. So that's another reason why Rebels is very important. He's the most contemporary version of Thrawn that there is. That and Lars Mikkelsen, who voiced him, is going to be playing him as well.
That's cool. Wait, Lars. Cool. Lars Mikkelsen or Mads Mikkelsen?
No, Lars.
Lars. Okay.
Yep, his brother.
Is it really his brother?
Yep.
I mean, how do you think Lars feels? He's like, my name's Lars, my brother's name is Mads. I mean, it's fucked up, like the parents loved one more than the other, didn't they?
They both sound kind of weird. But thankfully they're amazing actors, incredible actors. That's the only CGI that I'm really concerned about. Zeb, which is he's an alien that popped up in Mando season 2. He looked good in Mando season 2. He looked amazing. So if they can continue that CGI, I'm not worried about that. But I am a little worried about Thrawn's blueness. Is it going to look? No. I feel like that could be a touchy thing.
Say it, Johnny. Is it going to look like he's a? Go ahead, say it.
Like he's a what?
Like a fucking Smurf, bro.
Hopefully not.
He wears a white suit, doesn't he?
He does. He does wear a white suit
and red eyes. Papa Smurf.
And also, if you haven't yet, go check out the video I did on when did this come out? 2 days ago on just kind of a Star Wars market report. We can dive even further into a market report tonight if y'all want, but I did one on quite a few of the keys for Rebels and Thrawn and Ahsoka and all that stuff. And we can venture into that a little bit later. But yeah, he's a huge fan favorite. There's really what's different about this show right now is not only the excitement behind it, but it's excitement for a different reason, because for a lot of people, how this show performs is kind of the straw that might break the camel's back for, people's feelings about Star Wars, because it's at such a point right now of just complete brand damage that this is the greatest show that can be created live action for, more original Star Wars fans. And it's headed by Dave Filoni, who's like the last piece of George Lucas. So,
he's the one who wrote. He's the one who made up Ahsoka, correct?
Correct. Yes.
I read that today. Look at me.
Yeah. So Dave Filoni's responsible for the things that are true to Star Wars. He's like the last one, like trying to like hold it all together and not let it completely be torn apart by Disney, and just shit on by Disney constantly. So if a show that is written by Dave Filoni, he's directing episode 1 and episode 5, but also produced by I'm sure he's got a producer credit on it as well, but so does Kathleen Kennedy. And that's what's scary. So if this sucks, it's not going to be good for the Star Wars brand at all. It's not going to be good at all.
Well, they're not going to stop doing stuff. I mean, like they paid $3 billion for the property, so they're going to keep doing stuff, and people will still watch. I mean, I think that. So what you're saying is, you're saying that it's going to go so far that it's going to damage the brand. That it's going to like the mysticism and the lore and the emotions that people feel for Star Wars and Star Wars stuff in general might be broken a little bit. It might turn to Walmart kind of a little bit.
It's already broken, but I think people are sticking around at this point to kind of see, okay, what are they going to do here? And then if this fails, I think it could be such a repetitive letdown that a lot of people don't even check out what the next thing is. I really think that people are just going to be like, fuck them. They can't handle the IP with the care and attention that it needs, screw them. So it's definitely at a tipping point for a lot of people. So
What happened with that Andor show? Why does everybody hate on that show? Is that even a good
because
show?
it's
Is
a
it
different type of Star Wars show. No, it's gotten really good views. I think I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Crystal finished it. She raves about it. You know, people either love it or hate it. Kenobi had its moments. Let's see. Fingers and toes. Hold on. Let me get this on screen.
Kenobi was weird. Yeah, I didn't,
Yeah, Kenobi should have been an easy win, but was terrible. I'm sure. But if they mess up Ahsoka, I feel the same. So yeah, so that's the that's the sentiment right there. Something like Kenobi, fan favorite, Ewan McGregor, freaking Darth Vader is part of a TV show, and you can't, stick that landing. You got problems. You got
Was
big
it
problems.
terrible? I can't remember. Like Darth Vader was in that
It was-
one. That's when he just grabbed that
Yeah.
ship and like stopped it from taking off and like crumpled it or something like that.
Yes.
That was that one.
Yeah.
And then the girl got mad and tried to kill him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a forgettable show. I remember
Yeah.
wanting to know why he was hiding meat at his job all the time, though. Like he kept like stashing meat. He'd cut meat and then put it in a little bag of some sort. Do you remember in the very beginning of the show? He's like, I don't know what he ever did with the meat,
I think
though.
I think he was eating it. He was stealing for himself.
Okay, it's just like it's very important. They kept showing him steal meat, and I was kind of like, "Why is he?"
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things I focus on.
Yeah,
Fucking
it was
Kenobi stealing meat.
It was poorly written, poorly paced. What's weird about Kenobi is that show though also has one of the best Star Wars interactions ever is contained in a show that overall nets to shit. And it's the fight between Obi and Vader. And when he splits his mask open, you can't see it. I got a thing, kind of like a picture of it.
Mhm.
But when he splits his mask open, Anakin talks to Kenobi through it, and it's kind of just like their first time officially seeing eye to eye. And it's just one of the best scenes in Star Wars ever. But that's it. The rest of the show is, majorly garbage. Yeah, that's concerning. So if they can't nail it with Ahsoka, with all the people, especially Thrawn, Lars Mikkelsen, the voice actor playing him, you got fan cast Rosario Dawson, you've got Filoni heading the whole thing, then there's a serious up top problem. There's a serious producer problem, and I think we all might know what that person's name is.
It's a Kennedy person again?
Yeah, she's the head of all of it.
You just hate her. You hate her, don't you?
Dude, a lot of people hate her.
Okay, I'm not pointing you out as a person.
No. Yeah, but I'm saying
make a march down to Disney and go get her. But
yeah, she's shitting on a lot of people's childhoods.
Is she like the final thumbs up and down? Is she just everything?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? Or
yeah, she's a producer. Yeah, she's one of the head producers. She's the head. I think she's like the CEO producer of Star Wars. She's the head of the whole damn thing, appointed by George Lucas.
You think you would know, right?
You would think, you would think he would know, but and that's not the reason why I think that people don't like her is because when he appointed her to take over, he was basically lied to, because she said that they're going to follow his vision, and consult with him, and they didn't do any of that stuff, so.
But it takes a lot of people. Like, it's not just one person. It's not like a fiefdom where she's like the dictator on high. I mean, what I'm saying is you hire these people around you. It's just like any kind of like government that's out there right now is you have people that are, well, most of them, you have people that are around you also make decisions with you and for you. You don't get to like a dictatorship where it's just like thumbs up, thumbs down. This is how it's going to be.
No, you don't. But her bad decisions have a trickle down effect. That go all the way from who she's appointing, go all the way from things like budget, who she's appointing to direct, who she's appointing to write, the order and the time allotment for the episodes, how much attention is given to, one set story, if it's Mandalorian or if it's, whatever, Bad Batch. So she's in control of a lot of things. And if that overseer is not on top of it or doesn't care, then a lot of those things are going to get jumbled up. And, again, one reason we like the VFX people, on Star Wars, there's been some bad CGI in Kenobi. Certain things are just not hitting the mark, and it all stems from the top. like not appointing like a single visionary person for the sequels. You know, that was a huge mistake to J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, and then like have no plan for the third. Oh no, they had somebody for the third, but then they brought J.J. Abrams back in because they realized that they messed up by not having a cohesive vision. So all of that is because of people that's at the top not putting the right people in place.
I don't even know what happened in the third one, and I watched it. I have no idea.
Right.
Was the third one where Laura Dern from Mermaid ran the ship into the other ship? Was that the third one or the second one?
I don't.
There was a scene in the movie where she like they were gonna get attacked, and Laura Dern's the actress's name, and she was also Madison in Mermaids. So,
I don't know. I don't know.
She like the ship was gonna explode or something like that, and she just ran her ship into another ship, and everybody died. It was
no.
glorious grand.
You're talking about yeah, no, that was the second one. That was
okay. Sorry, that was cool.
Yeah, that was the Last Jedi.
In the third one, I remember thinking to myself, this movie is visually really cool, but I really don't fucking know what's happening. Sure. I just remember like John Boyega's falling all over his ship, and at the end raised in this big tunnel or cave, and there's this guy with a dumb head. Right. It looked like he was from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and then all of a sudden she's saying she's Rey Skywalker, and I don't even know. John, I don't know how she's a Skywalker. Can you explain that to me real quick?
Because that name prints money, and it's easy. It's easy, and the name prints money.
So she kissed Darth Vader Jr. once, and now she's a Skywalker, or was she like a Skywalker?
No, what am I missing? She just chose that name because she trained under Luke, but she has no.
You can't just do that.
Yeah, no, you can't. But I want to get back into Ahsoka. I don't want to shit on. I don't want to spend time shitting on shit that happened. 6-7 years, however long ago it was. People have been bitching about that movie for a long time. Anyway,
do you think Ahsoka will have this is one character you see? Do you think it'll have Mara Jade?
No.
Why not?
No, because it's probably not going to have Luke. It probably won't have Luke in it. Ahsoka.
So when does this take place? Does this take place after the 3 books I've read or I'm going to read, or when does it take place?
What you read was not canon. Heir to the Empire is not canon.
Well, why the fuck am I reading it then?
Because it's a great story.
Joy reading a book that doesn't matter?
Yeah. What do you mean it doesn't matter? It's its own story.
No, I want to know like the whole exercise for me reading these books is to like know what's going on in Star Wars, and it's not even canon.
It's not. No, Heir to the Empire is not canon. No. No, but you learn about Thrawn a lot in it. Like you learn about like Thrawn and how he is as a character, and he blew up because of those books. He was a loved character because of those books. You know,
but where does he come from then? Where does his story actually start? Where people are like, this is Thrawn's story. This is where Papa Smurf begins. This is the real canon.
So Timothy Zahn wrote 2 other trilogies, The Ascendancy. Yeah. Ascendancy and I think Uprising, I think are the 2 trilogies. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But
isn't it like the same thing? Ascendancy and Uprising isn't like the same kind of title.
I think it is.
When you ascend,
I'm probably messing up one of those names. But one of those trilogies is kind of like his start of becoming a warlord, pretty much. And then the other trilogy is him making the ranks in the Empire to become Grand Admiral, which the comics actually touch on that. So his comic series touches on that stuff.
Okay, so I mean, what's up, Jimmy? I really wanted to know where he actually started. I mean, I'm going to read the books. I'm already invested into them, but I was just like, I feel like is he supposed to be like a more suave where like the Emperor was just kind of like he was just kind of like a narcissistic dick. Thrawn's just gonna be kind of like a calculating, thoughtful person.
Yeah, that's his whole shtick. He's calculated. He's cool, calm, collective. 5 steps ahead, not even 1 step ahead, or 2 steps ahead. He's always like way ahead.
Well, he got his ass handed to him at the end of that book I just read.
He does. I mean, he does, but it's not. But they might have won the battle, but they did not win the war.
Are they going to maybe ruin him like they ruined the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy I finally saw last night?
Yeah. Wait. You didn't like that?
Dude, listen, I don't want to nerd out, but maybe just for a second here. The High Evolutionary is not a fucking screaming ninny like that guy was.
No,
You
but
know,
he's
like
got a god complex. The High Evolutionary, that's one of the best, dude. That's one of the best character. That's one of the best villains that
yes,
Marvel.
but he
I'm talking
doesn't
about
lose
in the
his cool
movies.
ever. What?
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's one of Marvel's best villains. He is great. Dark Claw's
The
nice.
acting
What's
was
up, bud?
fine. The acting was fine. I had no problem with that. But I was very hopeful when I saw that as High Evolutionary. I was like, well, man, High Evolutionary. Okay, he creates people. Guess who else he created? Well, he created Spider Woman.
Oh
But
yeah.
we're not going to get Spider Woman. We're going to get Sydney Sweeney, which everybody's going to love as
Yeah.
Carpenter. But
Yeah,
whatever.
but that's Sony. That's Sony and Marvel's. I don't know. They're not going to mix that just yet.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So, but yeah, so with the other big part of Ahsoka is the fact that you've got Sabine Wren, who is a Mandalorian. She was in the Rebel show, and that's the thumbnail. Is she going to be a Jedi? And this is something that could maybe piss a lot of people off. And I want to hear in the chat too if y'all think she should be a Jedi or not. Some people will call it quote unquote blasphemous because, well, she's not force sensitive. So, does anybody in the chat have any thoughts on Sabine becoming a Jedi? Because they're alluding in the trailers that Ahsoka has trained her in the Jedi ways and that she is Ahsoka's Padawan. And I definitely have thoughts on it, but I want to know from maybe some people in the chat.
Do a rewind for people like me who don't know who she is, where she comes from, and what she's about.
So Sabine Wren, she's a Mandalorian.
Cool.
So she's a Mandalorian. So she's extremely great with battle tactics. She was given remember the Darksaber from
Yeah.
So she is originally the one that had that, handed it over to Bo-Katan to lead Mandalore, and that's how Bo-Katan got the Darksaber. Then she lost it to Moff Gideon, but in the Rebels show, Ahsoka isn't technically a Jedi. Why would she be? You're right. She is not a Jedi, but she's training her like in the Force. Like, she's basically training her to be a Jedi without the title of becoming a Jedi. She's training her how to use a lightsaber. And it sounds like she's gonna. I think she even refers to her as her Padawan, or Sabine refers to Ahsoka as her master, I think, in one of the trailers.
So Sabine is not a right now.
What's that?
Sabine Wren is not a Jedi right now. She's
not a Jedi. Is neither is Ahsoka. Ahsoka is no Jedi, as she famously said.
Just like some pretenders here. What's going on?
No, she was one that was being trained. So that's part of Clone Wars. So at one point she was being trained under Anakin, and there was an attack on Coruscant, and she was framed for that. And after she was pretty much proven innocent, she left because of how the Jedis pretty much operate, which is kind of almost the same reason why Anakin turned to the dark side. It's like the same values and how they treat certain people in the council that kind of pushes certain type of personalities in different ways. Anakin went to the dark side. Ahsoka went her own way, and she basically gave up anything. Like, she still is force sensitive. She can still use the force. She still has her knowledge. She still uses lightsabers, but she is not quote unquote a Jedi. But she can train Sabine in those ways.
Does she have to take like a midichlorian bath? Am I impressing you by knowing that word? Midichlorian?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Is that like still a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Midichlorians, that's basically little tiny pieces of the Force. It's a life form that's in your bloodstream. That the more of those you have, the more in tune you are with the Force.
Do you get more midichlorians by like killing somebody and taking their blood?
A blood transfusion. Interesting, man. So I don't know.
Striking end right here, y'all. Right here. Come to my door. Sign me up.
That is interesting. Depending on how that would be written, I don't know. If that was written well enough, I think it could avoid being called a cop-out to give somebody the Force. But
Oh,
it's
you could have a
definitely
whole show about the fucking people who are stealing Jedi blood. Holy
right.
shit!
Yeah,
You know,
stealing midichlorians.
listen,
Huh?
there was a
Interesting.
and I mean,
Never
that was
thought
my
about
answer. That was my thought, but I didn't come by it super honest. We watched. There was a what is it? The Last Airbender show. Korra, the Last Airbender.
it. Yeah.
Korra is a water bender. It means she can make
Oh,
water and
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the bad guys was a waterbender who like learned how to like bend blood. So like people are fighting, all of a sudden they're all like,
Yeah.
because like they're getting their blood bended in their body. That's a badass villain, you know. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So the midichlorians, if I'm saying that correctly, I mean that's the stuff that you. But is there like when you play the game of Zelda and you come into like the little forest, all of a sudden there's like a little fairy that appears and you get more health. I mean, is there like a midichlorian fairy that like appears and gives you?
No.
Well, how do you fucking?
It's just a science. It's just a science that the Jedi
Is it science?
have a way of testing. Yeah. They have a way of testing your midichlorian count, and that's why Anakin Skywalker, why Darth Vader is the most powerful Jedi in history, because he had the highest midichlorian count that anybody has ever seen in a life form.
Just goes to show you, getting laid does it for you, because that's how he got that. Remember, like he's a bad guy because he wanted to get laid. You know, he had to like, he was
already got laid.
No, he was lusting after that girl.
But they were married and had kids on the way.
Yeah, but they weren't supposed to. Remember?
Right, correct. They weren't supposed to. But
so getting laid, sex really just drives that midichlorian count up.
No, I think you're right. It was a piece of the puzzle. It was a piece of the puzzle. So let's see. Any other theories in the chat for Sabine? And we won't say becoming a Jedi. We'll say being trained in the ways of a Jedi. And I think where they're going to, could you say no to Natalie Portman? Leap Slayer says.
Let's see. Look, Natalie Portman terrifies me because of her intelligence.
Darklaw says, don't think she will be a Jedi, just training to use lightsabers so we can see cool lightsaber fights in the show. Yes. And Dave Filoni even said himself in the little featurette saying that our fans want to see lightsaber fights and they got to be good. Literally, Dave Filoni said that. And that's the difference, man. Somebody commented on the Market Report video saying Disney's it's gonna be woke trash, like all of Disney stuff. It's like, well, hold on. Like, first of all, it's Filoni. You know, it's a completely, you know, different thing. So I wouldn't go that far. Fingered Toe says, I hope she is not a Jedi. I feel like I will be wrong. I think it would be more fun if they kept Sabine, the scrappy Mondo bounty hunter, and not just make a second Ahsoka type of character. Interesting. Yeah, it would be. But here's it could be kind of different because, all right, so in Rebels, when she gets the Darksaber, I think even Hera says, she's like, wait, why are you training her in the Darksaber? Because she's not Force sensitive. And then Kanan pretty much quotes Qui-Gon saying, you know, the Force resides within all living beings. She just doesn't know how to access it. Now, that happened in Rebels. That's verbatim what Kanan says in Rebels. So, in a way, I understand people's thoughts like, oh, don't just all of a sudden give her the Force and, you know, this and that. But they really did set it up in Rebels for them to do that. Now, I think it would be cool if she could never access the Force, if she couldn't ever do it, but she just learned in the ways, like learn how to use the lightsaber. Because imagine, it's what we want to see in Grogu, but we don't have the patience for Grogu to age 50 years. We want to see a badass Mandalorian trained person with badass Jedi type skills. And I think they want to give that to us now without waiting for Grogu to age. So I would love that if she became that type of person that you're kind of always rooting for her to maybe get in touch with the Force one day, but she never does. I think that would be kind of cool. But she's a cool character, man. Rev, I think you would like her a lot. She's very rebel-esque, well, from the show, right? But she's very not only a rebel, like in the sense of the show, but in like her family, she's very different. She's very artsy. You know, she like does like graffiti all over like her helmet and her little bunk and stuff. And she's got purple hair. I mean, she's cool. She's
where can we
really,
find her
really
at?
Cool.
Did you say where she first appears at? What's the whole?
She's in Rebels. the show.
Okay. Is she
Yeah.
in comics?
Yeah, absolutely. She is.
Well, what I have right here.
She's in the Kanan. That's so her first appearance is in Kanan.
Okay, who's that?
Kanan the Last Padawan. Kanan is also in Rebels.
How's he the last Padawan?
Kanan the Last Padawan. He's the last Padawan because he was one of the remaining. Actually, after Order 66, he was one of the only surviving Padawans.
Was Order 66 when that movie where they just wiped out all those little kids?
Yes.
Is that when they just went through and like bloom, 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 bloom?
That is one way of putting that.
Hey, kids, you've been training to be a Jedi, but we're just going to come wipe you all out.
Yeah. It's funny.
You know, like,
yeah, Anakin did that with his anger problems.
And you know, and you thought his problems would recede after he got banged a whole lot, you know? Like, I'm trying to figure out his whole arc. He was just mad because, what was his whole deal? I mean, like, was he
That's a whole podcast.
But I understand, but like he maybe it could be one day, but the thing is, like, he wanted to break the rules and he was able to do it, and he just didn't want to do what Obi-Wan Kenobi told him to do. Just fuck it, you know, get your wife and your kids and go someplace. He really could have just done that. He could have just left.
No, but he acted out of fear in certain situations, which he made very, very large actions that were to have very large repercussions. And what the Emperor had, because remember, the whole thing why he turned to the dark side was because he wanted to save Padme from dying.
Yeah,
you know, because of his fear of losing her, and in return, actually ended up killing her because of it. Very, very poetic.
Yeah, right after he got turned into a human McNugget, you know.
But that's the thing. You know, Palpatine told him, like, he knows, you know, because he was in touch with the dark side of the Force, has, you know, access to what's the line? To many abilities some would consider something unnatural or something.
Fuck
like that.
you. Basically, are you quoting something?
Something like it's like a famous line in Star Wars. It's basically, it's not like I'm your Luke, I'm your father famous, but it's basically a line that is repeated a lot. And he's basically saying the dark side can resurrect people from the dead. That's why, and that's the attention. I mean, that's the attraction, the main attraction that Anakin had towards.
So hear me out. The dark side, Fingers and Toes mentioned it, making another show with the midichlorian thief, the Venom, or the vampire. What if you had somebody who's resurrecting old Sith people who are Jedis and just harvesting their blood? Could you imagine the scene when you walk into like the big room, it's all black, and there's just a bunch of bodies having their midichlorian blood like harvested into like one person? Oh my God, that's a great movie. You'll never see it.
So here's so interesting. So that feeds off of people with high midichlorian count. There is in the High Republic, there is a monster. There's a plant monster called the Drengir that feeds off of the dark side of the Force.
First 5 books.
So yeah, the Drengir feeds off so they kind of have something like that, and that is really a character like High Republic. I not to get too far off the beaten path, but I think High Republic does have some promise to it, and there's some elements like that, like the Drengir, and some different ways of the Force that is explored that I think is really cool and fun. Like Avar Kriss, who's she's like the poster child for the High Republic, you know, like pretty blonde woman who is just a badass Jedi, and she basically is in tune with the Force in a musical kind of way. She spins her lightsaber so fast it makes like a resonance, like a note, and she can connect people with the Force, kind of like with like kind of like with like an operator putting plugs in, and like back in the day, she can do that and connect people with the Force that can't connect normally. So they do really cool stuff like that. I wish they would continue to develop that more. But
so many things they can do. I mean, listen, like, and then they're still writing all this stuff, I'm sure. But I mean, for Ahsoka, I guess if you were to ask me what I'm looking forward to, I think you were kind of asking what my expectations would be for the show. I think for a show like that, again, understanding that I'm like, I know some stuff, but not a lot of stuff. I would want like to have like some kind of a backstory, I guess. I kind of need one.
Yeah.
Where she's like in the crib and she's moving her little tendrils around. And then you know, then I guess it's gonna be one of those things where it's like a modern day storytelling, and they're gonna she's gonna flash back, you know, like
that's one of the things. Well, that's one of the things a lot of people are excited about, that there is going to be flashbacks of of Clone Wars. The last TV spot had Hayden Christensen's voice in it. That sounded like it was taken from an episode out of Clone Wars. So we hope that they do a nice little Clone Wars flashback. That'd be great. That'd be really cool.
Just keep trotting Hayden Christensen out there. Let's just keep it going.
He deserves it, man. He's well liked. He's a better actor than what he showcased in the movies that he was in. But his small part that he had in Kenobi, where again with the mask half off, half on, was freaking amazing, dude. It was like, and just well delivered lines. Like he's got it in him. He can act. He can definitely act for sure.
Do you think maybe we could even go back to like if Ahsoka's a baby, we can go back to like Anakin as a baby, that little kid, that little idiot kid that was using the pod racers or whatever they're called?
No,
can we do that?
They don't have any need to go back there. Another big part is will we hear Freddie Prinze Jr.'s voice, who voiced Kanan Jarrus in Rebels? Could he come to Ezra in like the form of a Force ghost, kind of, or a Force voice? He wasn't that skilled with the Force to become a Force ghost, unfortunately. But
oh shit, you don't all become little blue people when you die? It's
no, that's like only the greatest of Jedis can do that. Yeah. Who is pop quiz in the chat? Who is the first? Don't Google it. Who is the first Jedi ever? To become a Force ghost, to basically exist after death? Who is the first?
Samuel Jackson or Neeson.
Let's see if the chat knows.
Dark Man or Captain Fury. I'm right, dude. It's got to be.
Did you just call it Samuel Jackson, Dark Man?
No, dude. No, I did not.
Ding ding.
Liam Neeson played in the movie.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon. I'll have an order of Qui-Gon, please.
And that was cool too. At the end of
I was right.
What? Yeah, you were.
I was right.
Well, you said two answers. You said either this or that, but one of them was right. No, good call. At the end of Kenobi, seeing Qui-Gon as a Force ghost was really, really cool. Definitely.
What does that mean when they're a Force ghost? Because I would have thought in the book I just read, Heir of the Empire, when Luke Skywalker was like attacked in space and his ship was all fucked up.
Yeah,
you'd think Obi-Wan could have been like, "Hey, bro, whoa, like don't do what you're doing here." But that didn't happen. Like, how does the Force ghost work? Is it like only in moments of like deep distress, or
Kenobi comes to Luke in Heir to the Empire a couple of times. When he's on the in the very beginning of the book, when he's on the balcony, right after Leia goes and visits him, and basically Leia says that she's, I can't remember if she tells him that she's pregnant or if he figures it out. Yeah, with his kids. But yeah, Obi-Wan comes to him right after that as a Force ghost. So yeah, he pops up. He pops up as a Force ghost in it.
But then, little Grogu, Yoda, he doesn't show up at all, and then
Yoda does not. No,
it's just very convenient sometimes,
Sure,
But are we going to see any Force ghosts? So we won't see any Force ghosts in this show, though, will we?
We might. Let's see.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, maybe Qui-Gon. Well, who else? Yeah, it would just be. Yeah, it would just have to be him.
So, real quick here to get the kind of like idea right. So the show is not based on Heir to an Empire
or whatever. Too.
So that being said, if Ahsoka is in it and Thrawn is in it, why isn't Luke in it? Why would he not be?
So kind
put him in Boba Fett.
Well, so I think kind of what they're doing is they're extremely. It's loosely based on Heir to the Empire, and by that meaning the title of Thrawn is taking over the lack of Vader and Palpatine heading the Empire. So Thrawn is back. He's going to be the Heir to the Empire. That's in that sense, it's Heir to the Empire. Thrawn and the role that he'll be playing. Now, the other pieces of the puzzle, they can interchange. Probably Ahsoka is going to probably be more of Luke's character. in Heir to the Empire, and Sabine. You know, it's going to play out in a whole different way. It's going to play out in a whole different way. So yeah, that's the only similarity.
And then, so this takes place before or after the last Star Wars movie? It has to be before the Star Wars movie, right? Because they blew up.
No, this is after.
Huh.
Oh, wait, the last Star Wars. I'm sorry. The sequels. When you say the Star Wars movie, I don't think about the sequels.
No, hey, they're canon, are they not? Are they not?
No, they are. Yeah, they are canon.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this takes place. I think it's 30 years before. I think it's 30 or 40 years before those movies.
I'm confused. So Luke is still alive. No.
Yeah. Luke is in his prime, which is like, I'm not saying that he might not ever show up in it at all, but again, Kathleen Kennedy wants to limit. She even said herself, like, she wants to try to phase out Luke Skywalker. So
by putting the show right in his wheelhouse.
so she can make calls like, trying to phase him out. And where Kathleen Kennedy's okay with it probably is because she really is, the Force is female, and she is literally on record in interviews saying, I want certain females to play certain roles. The fact that Ahsoka is already a beloved female character is probably the green light of why she's like, okay, Filoni, you do your thing. You've got these two great female characters that are present that people already love. And you can create a great story with them. And she's absolutely right. Those are two great female characters that nobody's going to have a problem with because they already existed,
Would you say that Ahsoka is more beloved than Doc Afra?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I don't know,
yeah,
and I don't know,
yeah.
and I don't know. I'm asking. Yeah. But Doc Afra will see light of day at some point, won't she?
I hope so. She's a great freaking character, man. I really hope she does.
She seems like, I mean, from what I still haven't read any of her stuff yet, but she seems like the person that has like the little gadget sidekicks and things like that. And she kind of dwells around in the dark side area stuff. So, I mean, like, you mentioned her as like an Indiana Jones type character. And that's intriguing to me,
She is.
So, I mean, I would like the creeping on the bad guys, what are they called? Not Death Stars, but like the big ones look like pizza. What are they called?
Wait, you were breaking up during some of that.
The bad guy ship's called pizza. The
TIE fighters?
No. They look like big pieces of pizza.
Galactic Star Cruiser.
Star Cruisers, yes.
Yeah.
Movies where they're like hiding and ducking and dodging and like. I want to show where they're like. There's like a whole city living on a Star Cruiser, hidden behind the walls and things like that. And I want Doc Afra to be in there. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's cool. Man, I'm brimming with ideas. Look at my quill and paper here.
I think Doc Afra would do great. Honestly, she would have done great in Mando. A bounty hunter. She's a very rebel of her own, like type character of her own. They very well could have crossed paths. She's 100% an Indiana Jones type character who gets into a lot of trouble. Her two droids that she has. They're basically the evil versions of R2D2.
I like it.
They got some great covers. We can actually pull some of those up.
Go for it.
And some of those can get a little on the pricey side. Let's see.
Let me grab a beer. I'll be right back. Everybody else grab a beer real quick too.
Cool. Let's see. Doc Afra droids. Let's see if we can get the. Oh yeah, this is a great cover. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Let's see. Fingers and toes. What you got? After Return of the Jedi, 6 Luke, Ewok, 2nd Death Star blowing up, but before Force Awakens. Correct. 7. Yep. That is the nook that Ahsoka is going to be in. These are great covers. Anybody in the chat? Anybody familiar with Doc Afra in the Darth Vader series? And I'm sure at some point you guys have seen her, at least if you haven't read any of the comics. She's cool. Let's see.
Let's see what you got.
There we go.
Johnny.
Is that it? Is it doing it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, these are some cool covers. This is her. So this is 000 and BT1. Hold on one sec.
That's their names.
000 and BT1. Yeah.
What is the nickname?
Huh?
You know, 000 doesn't roll off your tongue. So what are they? What's like the nickname?
I think that's it. I
000.
don't. Yeah. I don't think they really call them anything else. Not that I can remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is
that.
cool
Hey,
cover.
that's that cover you tried to trick me with. You're like, what is this right here? And I was like, it's R2D2 and C3PO. And you're like,
Did I?
Yeah. When we first like started talking about Star Wars, because I didn't know shit, you're making fun of me for this. You showed me that cover.
No, I wouldn't do
You're
that.
You
That's not
did. You
right.
told me they're like battle droids who kill people instead. I guess I should have
Assassin
realized it from like their red eyes and shit. You know? Fuck.
They're cool, man. This cover's hard to get. What is this
You own it?
going for? No, I wish.
Collector.
9.4 collector. 9.4, 9.6. Yeah, those things are really, really hard to get. Very cool. Let's see if
Get Jimmy from Leap Slayer to get you one. He's got them, I'm sure.
Do you Leaps? If you got
Come
one
on,
of
Jimmy.
these,
You know
man,
you do.
that'd be awesome. That would be very cool. Yeah, there was in one of the videos for Sunday, there is another quick shameless plug. There's a Star Wars book that's in here that nobody is going after right now. This is Sunday, and it's an Ahsoka book, and this book precedes the Clone Wars movie, which is publicly the very first time anybody in the world has seen Ahsoka, right? Technically, in the Clone Wars movie in 2008, there's a book that came out with her on the cover that precedes that movie.
Is it a Wizard World book that it doesn't count,
not.
but it does count?
It's not. No, it's not. And that's what's crazy too. I was talking about the Star Wars one from '77. That book came out 1 month before the movie came out. So when you look at globally, when did the public ever see Darth Vader for the first time? It was not on a movie. It was on the cover of Star Wars 1, the comic book.
Really?
And, yeah, man. And I just
that's the one where Yoda looks all dumb because Yoda doesn't look like Yoda because they didn't have the movie adaptation or something like that.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I was thinking? So we collect comics and things like that. And you've collected other things before, Funko Pops, Christmas ornaments, and things like that. But my question is like, so she was in Rebels first, correct? Rebels or the Clone Wars?
Who?
Ahsoka.
She was in Clone Wars.
So let me ask you a question. There's got to be people out there. That's an old cartoon. I think that was still maybe possibly hand drawn cartoons.
What?
There's probably that the Rebels and the other stuff. The Star Wars or Ahsoka appears. I'm thinking of like people who collect.
No, that was animated. I mean, that was CGI.
Fuck. I'm thinking like there's got to be a whole faction of people out there in the hobby that collect like cartoon cells.
Oh, the cells? Oh, absolutely. Cells are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Like this is the first Optimus Prime cell right here. Like, oh my God, that probably sell for a couple $1 million, I would imagine. Something like, I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. But but that's something I was thinking of, you know? Yeah, so good.
No, yeah, if there was some sort of some cells for that, it would be amazing. That'd be so amazing. I mean, honestly, you know what's crazy too, man? It's like I guess that was probably done on computers. But even I was just thinking of like Clone Wars 1, the original art for that, you know, the original art for like, you know, you have original comic art. Is there art for Clone Wars 1? Or was that done on a computer?
It was done on a computer, but so then what the people would probably go after is like the drafts of like the drawings and things like that.
Right.
That's all stuff that's like interesting to kind of like track back and see, because I know that there was a collection, a hobby of people who were collecting like the clay sculptures of toys.
Yeah.
Like you can get like the first edition toy, but what's cooler than that? Like the actual sculpting of what the toys can be, like He-Man and all those things. You know what I mean? So there's got to be, but maybe I don't know what you collect as a CGI Ahsoka. Maybe it could be like an NFT or something like that.
And oh God, I hate those. Leaps, any of these, if you have any of these covers here, like this one or this one, this is number 3, the Lopez variant. This is the 1 in 25 Lopez variant for number 3 for Doc Afra. And then that other one, wait, which one is it showing? Did it show this one? Hold on. It didn't show that. Hang tight 1 sec. Let me just do this.
And while we're at it, while you're doing that, Jimmy, I'm still waiting for my my Rhino, my Rhino cover. What's your guy's name again? The actor, Paul Giamatti.
Oh yeah, dude, I got a funny story. I gotta text my buddy from Kiss Comics back.
$30. I mean, like that's not like a deal breaker at all. As a raw comic book, I mean, it's not, but it ain't hard. I mean, like you could reach out if you wanted it on a, you can get that book, you know.
So here's one right here. This is I'm sorry, hold on. I'm just battling this fucking thing. This is Doc after number 3 leaps. That's on the screen right now. That's a 1 in 25 variant. Here we go. Now I can zoom in, and then yeah. And then you've got this one here. This is Doc after number 1 in 25 with them on it.
That's a cool one.
That is a badass, dude.
Is that Mark Brooks? It feels like it's Mark Brooks.
It is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. Mm-hmm. Instinctually, I said that is, but I could be wrong. Yeah. So real quick, the fact that you just said that about the Rhino, funny story. I went to see a guy about a collection, and the cover of the ad on Facebook Marketplace was a Miracle Man number 1, and a ASM 41, which is the first appearance of the Rhino. So I go, yeah, and then a bunch of other stuff. And so I ended up meeting him in a Winn-Dixie parking lot.
Whoa!
On the West Bank, yeah.
It gets better.
Yeah, and so he's got the box, and we pull it out, and he's got it sitting on top. And
when was this?
This was a few days ago. I didn't buy it, obviously, but always know how to spot restoration, because I picked up the Rhino, and you can kind of see it obviously on it, but just I guess it's more or less don't forget to look for restoration. Not many people can do it, I guess, where it'd be a spot where you have to really inspect it. But this was like on the cover of it had a subscription crease right down the front of the book. And there was a spot where he or somebody penciled in with some black marker. I was like, dude. And then every other book. So I know what he was doing. He was trying to get rid of a lot of bulk by giving you also a very low grade copy of a huge book. Mm-hmm. Kind of a smart way to move some bulk, really. If you have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
You were almost his bulk guy.
Yeah, no. I saw it and I was like, dude, okay. I was like, well, this got restoration. He's like, yeah. He's like, but they can remove that. I'm like, oh yeah, then that's going to drop the grade down to a 3.5 because I got to take a chunk this big out the center of the cover. Mm-hmm. And then I went through all the other books. All the other books were trash, dude. They were all, I was like, look. And then he started talking about the books that he's got. He's like, yeah, I got an ASM 129 graded. And he's got like all these slab books. I'm like, all right, so you know the deal. I know the deal. I'm not buying this pile of shit from you, And I was like, so, and then I almost sold him some stuff that I have. Actually, I'm supposed to take him back because he might
counter you.
Yeah. So he might actually buy some stuff from me. But yeah, so just moral of the story is don't forget to check for restoration when you're looking at some of these older books. But
I just want to go on a ride one day. I just want to be like the friend with the brown bag of liquor in the car while you're making the deal. And I never look at him. I just have the sunglasses on. I'm looking forward, And like the entire time you get out, you're doing the whole deal. And I never look forward. I just drink from the liquor,
Oh, yeah. And then they're like, what's up with that guy?
Don't worry about that guy.
What's his deal? Yeah, him? Don't worry about him.
He writes for Star Wars.
He does.
You ever heard of midichlorian demons or venoms?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Jono's in the house.
Hey,
what's up, buddy? Hey, man. Look, if you can jump on with us, I can send you a link. I don't know if I know you like Star Wars a lot. I don't know if you're all the way caught up on Rebels. Or if you want to just chat in the chat with us, let us know your thoughts. Give us some theories, give us some predictions on Rebels. We talked about Sabine already. If you're new coming in, please hit the like button and leave a thought about Ahsoka in the comments. Tell us what, and we'll talk about it. What are your hopes? What are your hope nots? What do you hope they don't do? How do you feel about Sabine being trained in the Jedi ways? Do you think it's possible they could set her up to use the Force? Let's talk. Let's chat.
like I said, I just really hope for something good. I mean, I want something to be
Yeah.
good. I mean, I want Thrawn to be good. I'm okay with they actually like don't show him a whole lot even. You know what I'm saying? Like, because as the book sets up, the book that apparently doesn't fucking matter because it's not canon. Thanks a lot.
It does, but it's a great story.
It's just a good read. It's like that
Good
makes
read.
it, but that just makes it fan fiction. Do you know what I'm saying?
But they can easily pull from it whenever they want. You know, like for instance, what if will there be? I don't know if we would have a need from a Jorah Sabayoth from the book.
You said his name. Okay. I want you to look into the camera, Johnny, and say the name again.
Joris Sabayoth.
Joris Sabayoth.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Joris Sabayoth.
I was like reading it the entire time, going like, I don't know, I'm Seabath, or I don't know what the hell. I don't know what to say. I didn't know what to say.
Sabayoth. That's how I've always thought it was Joris Sabayoth. But anyway, could he come in with the Salamiri? You know, another kind of, they're not force feeding animals, but they are force repelling animals. That'd be really cool. You know,
that'd be cool.
That'd be very cool. Let's see. Well, who's got the Force? So Ahsoka's got the Force. Luke's got the Force, but he's locked in Kathleen Kennedy's dungeon. What about this? Thrawn hovers over Earth with Ahsoka. They team up. They come down. They bust Luke Skywalker out of Kathleen Kennedy's dungeon and let him out.
Thrawn does this? I don't know, but only if it benefits him and his terrible art collection.
Then they travel the multiverse and keep the sequels from getting made.
Yeah. And then there's a female Thrawn they join up with, and they eventually make out Thrawn and female Thrawn like Loki.
Yeah. Let's see. John says, let's see. He'll hop on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Share stream. Add guest. Hold on. I'll send you the link right now.
Well, okay,
we'll see. We're still experimenting. The four of us on how we did it was awful. We just we got to fix stream. The thing can't. So we'll see how this goes. This Streamlab can't handle just multiple people. We might have to switch medians here because if I'm paying $20 a month for this POS, I think I fixed my camera problem with it being on my phone. I don't think it's been glitchy. It should look clear tonight. So yeah, we want to kind of try to pick and choose more precisely when we want to have like multiple people on, just because it can literally tank the whole thing if it's just tech glitch after tech glitch after tech.
We need to do a thing like the Breakfast Club, and we're all in the same room around a table. You know, like just have multiple cameras on or something like that. We can do that. You know, go to the paper cave where you are and have like a little room there. You know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see what Fingers and Toes. I
don't know. You go right
on IG. Yeah, there you go.
Go with there you go. Oh. You read that one.
I hope Ahsoka pulls a Rocky and overall loses in season 1, like she wins. Of the battles, and the viewer thinks she is Mary suing through it, but it's a Thrawn trap. And she has to deal with losing.
So Thrawn wins.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Yeah, absolutely. Thrawn needs to, and I don't put it past Filoni to not do that, because Filoni knows how good Thrawn is. You know, he knows it could very well, I feel like maybe even to put him into the pedestal that he needs to be live action wise, what you just said might need to happen. You know, he might need to take that first W. And then season 2, you know, not the Rebels, Ahsoka and everybody comes back and maybe changes the game a bit, because don't forget, Filoni's supposed to have his own movie as well. So if you're going tie 1-1, one Thrawn in season 1 and one Ahsoka in season 2, and then the movie is the end all be all, I mean, that could be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I like those movies and I like those movies and shows where you think the good guy has won, all of a sudden at the very end you're like, oh no, you know, I like that because that makes me want to watch more. That's kind of like the last great Star Wars show / movie ending that I was just like, fuck. And the good guy didn't win, but the good guy won was Rogue One, where everything just was obliterated. You know, beautiful, like that movie. That was great. Because you know, like the good guys won, but you know, hey, there he is. The good guys won, The good guys won. We're talking about Rogue One, the ending. The good guys won,
yeah.
but they also fucking died, you know? And that was, I thought that was great, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I
Beautiful
felt bad because
movie.
I'll never see Jyn Erso again. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I was like, damn, okay, go out like that then, you know? I was good.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah, I loved Rogue One. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on? So you've seen Rebels?
I have not seen all of Rebels.
Okay.
And same with Clone Wars. I still haven't seen all of it. But
He's not a fan.
I'm excited about Ahsoka for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do and how they set up Thrawn, and you know, building out this universe even more is exciting. I mean, their track record's pretty good so far, besides, you know, Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, but
yeah, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Mando season, and also Mando season, majority of Mando season 2. It had its moments, but Mando season 2 wasn't really a home run. And then the sequels also sucked. So I don't know. I'm on the kind of low for Star Wars. But Andor though. But Andor is just so divided. Did you watch Andor?
So I watched half of it, and I got busy with doing other stuff, and I just haven't gone back to it. I liked what I watched.
Okay, because I need to really try and finish it. It's so, and I think I've been trying to dissect with the little that I've seen on why Andor is getting the feedback it is of its tone and stuff, and it has to do with not only the pacing and the scene.
Why does everybody say that? What is going on? Why
Dude,
is the pacing?
There's a difference, and it's also the audio. It is the dialogue is extremely elevated. There's very little background noise. There's very little like in Star Wars, it's quick scene, right? What the dialogue is said is moving the story forward very quickly. There's always like, vroom, vroom, so, you know, something in the background, aliens squeaking and shit like that. There's always like chatter and noise. And this show is very quiet room. You talk, all you hear is my voice, and that's it. You know, and vice versa. And it gives a very drama-esque feel to it, not really a fun adventure sci-fi movie, you know. And that tone, and in one instance as well, there was a building. This people gave a lot of shit for this. There was a building that had bricks, red bricks, and people were up in arms because it was made out of regular bricks that they would see. And then the other one too, though, this one I do kind of
in one of the episodes, like one of the buildings was made out of bricks. It's like it would have been made out of something more, you know,
spacey.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand what they're saying to a certain extent that can matter. It really depends. Like for instance, I don't know, like just something a little more. We see a lot more bricks than we do whatever, like, you know, the temples are made out of, complete stone structures, you know? So I do kind of see it in a sense, but then this one's really bad. One of the things I forgot, I don't even know what they showed.
So Jono could be an Andor right now? Jono could be an Andor?
Dude, you're right. Yeah. Who knows? You can have, and also in another scene, they use screws with a Phillips head on it.
Oh, come on, dude.
They wouldn't use.
I kind of get that. I kind of get that though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, that's like
not a star bit, Phillips.
Yeah, exactly. Not a star bit. If you're gonna use bits, it's got to in Star Wars. They got to be star bits.
Yeah,
that's for wood, man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the fingers and toes last comment for sure.
What do you say?
You have to treat as a drama about an uprising and how revolutions begin. That happens to be set in the Star Wars universe, not a Star Wars sci-fi show.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I have to know to watch it? What can I just sit down and watch that and be like, okay, I'm just going to watch this show called Andor. I don't know what it means.
No, you just said Rogue One. That's your biggest. Rogue One and A New Hope is Star Wars 1. That's your biggest things, because this is the precursor to Rogue One that you've already seen.
I feel like afterwards when Rogue One was shot and was in theaters, you think everybody's kind of like, fuck, we killed Jyn Erso. You know, like, fuck, we killed her.
You can come back as a Force Ghost with a bag of Phillips screw bits.
But I mean, like, she was a very good character. You thought you can't use her ever again.
Oh yeah.
Done. You know,
she was great. Yeah, That's what else, Jono? I mean, like, what's your thought? What about you said you saw half of Rebels?
Yeah. Hey, did y'all talk about Thrawn at all? Like
A little bit about Heir to the Empire, and why? What you got?
Oh, just like kind of what kind of part is he going to be playing in this show? I know he's in it. Is he going to be saved for maybe like the end, and it's like, or are they going to be fleshing him out really well in this show and building on that because I mean, I know they want to make a collective movie,
right?
So is he going to be in the background, like the shadows, and in the very last scene of the very last show, he kind of like comes forward in the shadows, and you see his red eyes and his blue face.
I know
that kind of thing,
No, I think he'll pop up at the end of. I think so. I think they're starting off with it's like an hour-long first episode, and then like a half an hour second episode, which people are concerned about that because that's that crazy pacing that gets a lot of shows in trouble. That also kind of like alludes to like hopefully they had like enough time to film this and do it properly. But besides the point, I think he'll show up at the end of episode 2. Is my thought. I think because that's the gap where you got to wait another week to see it. So they'll leave a cliffhanger, I think, on episode 2. And that might be why they timed the episodes the way that they did, was because, okay, when does Thrawn enter? Okay, well then that's going to be the cliffhanger for the first wait. And then I think from there he should be fleshed out pretty good, hopefully. So at the end of Rebels, him and Ezra basically disappear off into the unknown regions. I want to know if there's any influence there, like, because Thrawn is a character of that. This is what's kind of confusing. Thrawn is a survivor. So the reason why, he went with the Empire was because the Empire was the biggest dog in the fight. They were and his people, everything is for the Chiss, the survival of the Chiss. So if his alien race is in good with the most powerful empire in the galaxy, well, then he's working for his people there. So if you and Ezra did the best thing that he could for the Rebels at the time, which was take Thrawn out of the equation. That's how Rebels ended. Completely brought him into a part of the galaxy nobody knew about. So them two are now away from everything. Thrawn really doesn't have any say-so as far as like, who the ruler is. The Empire is pretty much, flattened to nothing. Not nothing, but they're not what they were. So does he really even care? Like, I want to know what his motive is now.
Agree. Yeah, I want to know too.
And what does he do with Ezra? Like, he can reach points where he can be malicious and kill people and try to murder somebody. But
who's Ezra? Ezra
like
a good guy or something? Or
so Ezra is the most new shit. He's one of the more newer Jedis that there is. He's in Rebels. He's the main kid in Rebels. And Kanan Jarrus, who this story is about, trains Ezra. Ezra's a kid. Very Aladdin-like. He's like the Aladdin. I would call him the Aladdin of Star Wars. Very, very a lot of similarities.
I thought all the Jedis were basically wiped out, except for so where are all the Jedis coming from?
The last Padawan. That's why he's the last Padawan. He was him and Grogu, which I guess Grogu really kind of.
How are they making more Jedis? So how are they? Okay, so like again, remembering that I am who I am with the whole Star Wars everything.
Sure.
So we knew that like Luke Skywalker was the last Jedi, and then we found out about Rey and Kylo Ren. So are we? Mm-hmm. Those are now the 3 Jedis that are around. Luke Skywalker died. Okay, is that correct? So that leaves Kylo and Rey in the modern times as the 2 Jedi. So where are all these other Jedis coming from?
No. Kylo died too.
Okay, yeah. So then it's just Rey Skywalker. So,
but this is all before that.
Yeah, but does this take place after? But this takes place after that wipeout of all those kids who obviously didn't do the training very well.
Correct. So after Order 66. Right. So after Order 66, the Jedi were very scarce.
And it takes place then.
This takes place. But this is kind of how the start of it. So the Jedi were very scarce. You got Obi, who went to Tatooine. You've got Kanan Jarrus, who kind of like worked for smugglers. but he was in the middle of his Jedi training. He never became a Jedi Knight until the Rebels season. Okay. That's why the book, The Last Padawan, is basically talking about him getting his whole, training of being a Jedi interrupted by Order 66. His master got gunned down, and then he kind of ventures off. So when he grows up, the Empire's at full force, and he still knows the Jedi ways, and he runs into Ezra, who are on a planet called Lothal. And Ezra is the young kid, and he's like, okay, I'm going to teach you what I was learning as a kid, to become a Jedi. And he makes, he trains Ezra. And then at the end of Rebels, Ezra gets taken out of the equation because he brings Thrawn away from everybody. I don't want to spoil exactly how it happens, but you should go back and watch it. It's a great scene. But Ezra gets rid of Thrawn together. So Ezra is a trained Jedi. Ahsoka is a trained Jedi. Nobody's like official, I think, is the confusing part. You have people.
Yeah, they're not real Jedis, or they're like. But that's weird because now there's like an sub Jedi,
Right. So Kanan is technically officially a Jedi because he actually in Rebels he does go to a temple where he kind of like interacts with like Force beings and gets knighted as an official Jedi Knight. And that's when he takes
chlorine count went up or something like that. Is that like
no?
You said science, man, but you just talk about he goes to a temple and he gets breathed on by people.
It is,
but it's not a science. Then it's a religion. It's a religion or something like that.
It's both. It's both. That's kind of right. Isn't life?
I want to dissect a fucking Jedi and get some midichlorians in my diet, man.
Yeah,
I want to move some stuff around here, help my life out.
No, but I think that's the answer. So that's the answer to your question. So right now in current time, you've got Kanan Jarrus. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Rebels. Kanan Jarrus dies in Rebels.
Motherfucker, are you serious?
Yes. I just said spoiler.
Oh, here, let me quit my own show for a second and change the channel. Trust me, still watch it. It's amazing. Look, I knew that going into it, and I loved it. I still loved it. It's a great show. So really, the only quote unquote Jedis are. Well, really, there's none technically Jedis. You have Ezra, who nobody knows where he's at, and then you've got Ahsoka, who's trained as a Jedi, but she's not officially a Jedi. So that's your Jedi count going into this, and then eventually Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi, who, where's Obi? Obi's on Tatooine at this point. He's Ewan McGregor, so he's a Jedi who's in hiding. So yeah, not too many. Hold on one sec. What we got? Is Rey? What did he say? Jimmy's just fucking with me.
Is Rey a Skywalker, Rev?
No, I don't know. She said her last name's Skywalker. Look, tomorrow my name's just going to be something else too. I'm just going to make something else, and it's my name now. It's cool. I mean, it's the world we live today anyway. Yeah. I just didn't understand why she. I mean, like I tried to put the science to it, and I was kind of like, to be a Skywalker, she's got to be like. So she kissed that guy, but does that make her like? Are they married now? Is that like a thing?
No.
Anyway, okay. Just Skywalker. Sounds
Fingers.
Cool.
Fingers Toe says, "Why do some Jedi exist past all Jedi dying? They are kind of playing off the idea that Order 66 destroyed Jedi as a seat of formal power, and the new Jedi are in the galactic sense remnants." I don't think I understood. I don't know why my brain's not wrapping around.
It's fine. He's basically asking like, why is there a caste system for like the higher order Jedis, and then the other new Jedis are just like wimps, wimpy Jedis who are kind of like, hey, I'm a Jedi, And if I got that wrong, fingers and toes, help me out. But I was trying to figure out why some people turn blue and other people are like Ahsoka, who are just like, I'm a Jedi now. But I just don't know how you get the Jedi transfer. I want to know what what laying of hands.
A Jedi is a title. A Jedi is a title. It's a title from a religious cult, is what it is.
So wait, but when do you get the power to move shit? Because so you're just saying okay, guy walks into a bar. Guy walks into the bar, sits at a bar. Hey, what do you do? Who are you? I'm a Jedi. Oh yeah, cool. Move something. I can't. Mm-hmm. I'm not that kind of Jedi. Well, no. What the fuck are you?
No, you wouldn't call yourself a Jedi.
Right.
But you're saying that people are Jedis but can't move things.
Well, then
Wait,
I could
what?
say I'm a Jedi. Yeah, sure.
We're all Jedis
No,
here.
no,
Yeah,
no,
we're all
no, no.
Jedis.
Look, Jedi is a title given to you by the Jedi Council, and typically people that go into that are Force sensitive. So typically, if you're on the Jedi Council, you were taken in because you could already move things.
Do you have to be born a Jedi?
No, no, no. Jedi's a
You're
title.
not born. You're not
Oh,
born
okay.
a Jedi.
Yeah,
How do
yeah,
You're mixing being able someone who's Force sensitive and
yes,
a Jedi.
correct.
They're
I thought you
different.
had to be Force sensitive to be a Jedi, but you don't.
You do typically, yes, but
How am I mixing it?
Because somebody can be Force sensitive but
and not be a Jedi.
Oh, okay.
It's a title that you achieve through extreme discipline and training.
Got it. I got it. So
And
beforehand,
my manipulation.
so you can be born with the Force. You have to train to be a Jedi, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is
I got it. So let me do this. Let me how are you born with the Force? Like is that a blood thing? Is it like,
Yeah.
You have to be like how did Rey get it again? Who's she the daughter of?
Palpatine,
Palpatine.
granddaughter.
Okay. And in the book I'm reading that Leia has twins, but those twins don't exist. Am I correct?
In the live action movies, that is correct. She had a single son, Ben Solo, who became Kylo Ren.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So he never had any kids that we know of. I don't know how he doesn't have kids, but I mean, he's a fucking cool guy, dude. Like
there's a lot of really cool things that could definitely also make appearance in this show. So obviously Sabine doing both again. What I think a lot of people have been looking for: Mandalorian training and Jedi training in the same sense. You see it in Rebels in the cartoon, but to see it in live action, more perfected, I think would be really cool. You've also, the Night Sisters. Did you get to that, Jono? Do you remember they went to like a temple where there's these things called the Night Sisters, who are basically like dark witches of the dark side of the Force, and they're the same. They come from the same planet as Darth Maul, and they were really cool. I like stuff like that. Some of the mystical side of Star Wars that is only touched on a little bit in the cartoons and stuff. I want to see some of that elaborated more in live action. I think that could be really, really neat.
I want to see more Darth Maul people. That's the guy with the red face, the black on his face.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Red face guy. That's red face guy.
Yeah.
He was cool, man. He was only in that one movie, right? Did he take place someplace else in the universe that I don't know of, or
no? So he's in the last season of Clone Wars, which is amazing. When Order 66 is happening, right? He actually comes back in Clone Wars, and has a nice fight with Ahsoka Tano. He is also in Rebels, and he has an amazing scene. One of my favorite scenes, I would say, in Star Wars, existing, animation included, is with him in Rebels. And I will not spoil this one. It is a really
thank you.
It's a really good scene.
I like that. I liked when he died and the movie, when they had the little shields going up and down in that first movie, whatever like that. I thought that was cool, man.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, cut his ass in half. But
that was a fun fight scene.
I was
crazy.
I thought they were gearing up to make him like a big long-term customer there, and he just really wasn't,
Oh, and he's in Solo too. He makes an appearance in Solo, the movie. That was another. That's another.
That was like, was that a credit scene, or was that?
I think that was like an after credit scene. I think.
Did anybody here see that movie? Solo?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Anything attached to D.A. Kathleen Kennedy is doomed to fail.
You said it, but yeah,
he didn't even write it. He's got a Ray Park. So Ray Park is the guy who plays Darth Maul, is who Anthony's talking about. And
also Toad in X-Men.
Yes.
Oh,
boom.
Shit. That's right, huh?
Who played Nightcrawler? I thought it was him for some reason. He played Toad or Nightcrawler? He played Toad. Yeah.
Nightcrawler was
He is
I
Toad.
don't know the dude's name.
Nightcrawler. Oh yeah. Yeah. I
The
couldn't
first
think of it.
Nightcrawler. The first Nightcrawler.
I couldn't think of it.
That scene where he's about to kill the president. Boom, good scene. You know, it's like we got Nightcrawler in the movies, and then he wasn't very good after that.
Oh yeah, that scene was awesome though.
That scene was awesome. I'll give it that. So what do we got? So okay, so we kind of understood that now. See,
I want to hear some more theories. Let's hear some more theories from you guys. If we can get some folks, hit the like button. Help get some folks in here so we can hear more theories.
So theories as far. So you mentioned something kind of cool with me about the whole Thrawn thing. I didn't know and I don't know the backstory with him. But I mean, are they going to try and make Thrawn like the last great bad guy kind of thing? Is he going to be like the big?
Yeah,
are they building to it?
Introduce
him here and then kind of continue bringing him on? And
I think so. Yes, I do think that is the end goal, and I think Filoni's movie that he's attached to is Thrawn's probably going to continue over. I don't see you having a character like that, a character that everybody loves, and not carrying him all the way over to live action. So I do think so.
Or doing live action right. That's the problem. I mean, there's so many people they'll bring over, and then they'll just make them like idiots, like Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah. Again, I go back to Dave Filoni. Yeah, you're. Wait, you don't like Jono? You didn't like him?
What, Adam Warlock?
Yeah, Guardians. I mean, he was.
I thought that absolutely ruined the movie for me.
Really?
I was looking forward to it, and I was like, "This is going to be sweet."
Yeah.
The guy, I saw a picture of him in his suit before, and I was like, "Looks pretty cool." Yeah. Can't wait to see him. And then I was just like, "Oh, this is." No.
Yeah, they made a joke out of him, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I went in just with low expectations. I didn't mind it. I thought it made sense to how that character was born, because he was just literally hatched. He was taken out too soon. He was a baby. So I was like, okay.
How long did he need to be in there for?
Yeah, he was in there for a while.
He was in there for a while.
I don't know. At least what?
2 movies?
Yeah, at least 2 movies.
Best scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Fucking the best scene was when Rocket hugs that fucking otter and the otter gets killed. That whole thing right there was so good. I mean, I know there's everybody talks about the uplifting parts and things like that. No. Fuck that. Right there when Rocket's family gets killed and he becomes Rocket Raccoon that we know, that was cool. I remember turning to my kid and being like, okay, now I get it. I understand him being angry and doing everything. Everything was, all his emotions were completely cauterized and he could be who he was. And that was great, and that was the last good thing in the movie.
Very tragic. I love the whole movie. I thought it was great. I watched it the second time. Yeah. Watched it the second time. I liked it even more the second time. Yeah, I thought it was very well.
I can't understand. I know we've kind of real quick. I can't understand why Drax, and I'm a fan of Drax. Drax just becomes a bigger and bigger idiot as the movies go on. Why was he just basically like a baby playing with its poo poo in the third movie? He's talking to rabbit kids who he knows their language now, and even Mantis is fucking clowning on him. I don't know. It's kind of what's going on here?
She did clown
He's
him.
fucking Drax the Destroyer. And also, how come Drax did not destroy Thanos when he's the person who's supposed to kill Thanos, and he didn't?
It's true.
Squirrel Girl is.
Well, yeah, and lastly, I'm not going to watch all 3 movies again, but the last 30 minutes of the movie is the first time I see Drax's fucking blades come out. Just one of them. He pulls one blade out from his boot and he starts cutting into people. Yeah. First time in any fight scene he's been in where he actually pulled his fucking blades out. I was like, there's his blades, his trademark blades, and then it was just one.
That's not the first time ever. In that movie.
I don't remember seeing him
because we've definitely seen him before.
Okay. Yeah. And then the Mega Department was just lazy, so they kept the shirt on him the entire time too. It's kind of like, come on.
I think in Endgame during the battle they pan over to him and he's on somebody's back, just he's going nuts.
That's fucking cool.
That's what I was thinking too.
And he's Drax the Destroyer, man. I don't know. I mean, they just did him kind of dirty. And then I thought he was going to die because Dave Bautista and all his conversations, but he didn't die,
I'm happy they didn't kill anybody. That movie was tragic enough. They didn't have to kill somebody. It was a sad enough. You're kind of sad the whole time. I think they ended it perfectly. I thought it was really good. I thought it was well written.
All right. You want a theory? What we got here?
We got those. putting that up?
Click on. I'll do it. You got it. Good.
I got it. Really hope they keep Thrawn around for a long time. Killing him off would be a big mistake. Star Wars needs good surviving villains to avoid somehow Palpatine return. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right, man.
Explain that. What happened? Palpatine just returned out of nowhere?
Yeah, in the sequels.
Wait.
In the sequels.
Which we learned from the crawl in the beginning.
Wait.
Dude.
Wait.
Hold on.
Palpatine is the Emperor, right? Isn't he like the bad guy, the main bad guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the original trilogy and also the prequels, kind of, but in the shadows. He was the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. He was the Jesus Christ, man. I got to try and remember all these things, and I'm sorry, my brain bandwidth for other things like this. But he died in the third movie, correct? The 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, and then he was in the next 3 because it's the one, the original 3. But he wasn't in anything else, was he? Stop making fun of me, man. I'm trying to learn Star Wars here. I can't believe people are talking Star Wars and making fun of fucking me.
No. He was. Hold on. What do you mean by that?
What else did he come from? Palpatine?
Palpatine. No, he's in the prequels. He's in the prequels. He is in the original trilogy, and he's in this. Oh fuck, he's in all. Well, he's in 7 out of 9 movies.
What was it? What?
He's in The Rise of Skywalker. He's in the last one.
And he's alive in that? I can't even remember now.
Here, let me.
Look at that! What the fuck?
Hold on. This explains. This.
Okay. It's Ray Skywalker.
Tell me if you can hear it. Can you hear this though?
No.
Can you hear that?
Can you narrate it for us then?
Fuck, why can't? Hold on. I need to figure out how to.
World.
How to?
I think I see some Ewoks in there.
Hold on. Slides. No, we're gonna do screen. Maybe I got to do a screen share.
Okay, so there's a YouTube on how somehow Palpatine returned,
Hold
and
on,
you're gonna
wait.
make fun of me when somebody else.
Hold on. Tell me now if you can hear it.
We've decoded
Yes.
the intel.
Yeah, you can hear that.
Yes.
All right. This is gonna explain everything. This is gonna explain everything for you. All of your questions answered right here, Rev. Right here.
Let's go.
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Shut the fuck up.
There it is. You heard? Hey, man, look. Do you need to hear anything else?
Right in the crawl, it says it also says that in the crawl, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. Let's see.
Oh, the dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
So
dun,
you're
that-
reading,
that's-
and then you read Emperor, and you're like, wait, he's back?
I definitely can't play. Well, no, I can play
Take,
that without
take it
volume.
easy on me, okay? I don't remember those. Sorry, I remember the important when I'm watching the movie, but I don't remember them after the first couple minutes. It just sets
Let's
me
see.
up,
I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna have to mute it so I don't get demonetized. There you go.
I'll do it when it goes.
Not yet. You ready?
Wait. It's got... Going slower than normal.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on, Johnny, you're in the soup.
I'm doing the bass. All right.
I'm
The
not
dead
gonna
speak.
miss
The
this.
dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of the revenge of the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine.
Why was that all fucking prosaic? I can't even understand it. It was trying to be so smart.
I don't know.
All right. She dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence while Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for battle against the diabolical First Order. All right. Meanwhile, Supreme Leader, oh my God, Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor, determined to destroy. And yeah, maybe I missed this part. Okay, destroy any threat to his power. Jesus, man. I mean, I just read it and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well,
So Palpatine just appears out of nowhere. He was thrown down the electric well. It lit everything up, and he caught a spike at the, and then he held on to it, and then Lando Calrissian came and picked him up, and they flew off and became friends. Yeah. Or Jar Jar picked him up, or something like that, maybe.
Jar Jar picked him up.
So the explanation, you heard it there from Poe Dameron. Somehow Palpatine returned. But the thing is, what's crazy is there's actually in the comics there's a storyline called the Dark Empire that involves Luke going to the dark side, and Palpatine in that story clones himself multiple times, like a bunch of them. So it's like, it's not that it's out of the realm for him to come back, because it has in lore and non-canon stuff, but you gotta plan your movies out better to where you can explain that shit. You can't just
maybe there were some Easter eggs of cloning in the earlier movie of the trilogy. Then
right. Yep.
I'll put it on there. There you go. $300 million movie, and their main villain, who was killed in the capstone pivotal moment of the original trilogy, whose return is explained with a somehow he just returned. You know?
Yeah.
I want to see that clip again.
You want to see it again? It's a great clip.
Let's see.
Hey, we won the war.
His delivery of the line is, phenomenal.
Hold on. Somehow you returned. I'm just sorry.
What?
Wait, hold on. Wait, just back it up again. Let's see if we can do this. All right, we can do this. Okay. Hey, congratulations! We all won. Kegs in the cooler. Wait! I got something to say real quick. So you know.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Oh shit, my bad, dude.
Well, hold on. Just hit play.
Oh, I thought you were keeping it muted.
Oh no. Oh, okay. My bad.
I have many talents.
Please let Kev just.
Hey, look, we
dub over.
We won the war, but Palpatine somehow has returned. Rey looks around, looks at her soon-to-be dead grandmother.
Well, let me see. I got to figure out why that didn't do that. Anyway, I don't want to delve too far into that. We'll lose people. All three of them. Lose all three people. So yeah, anything else? What the comics aren't doing much.
Let's see them.
What do you mean?
Well, there's something. You said you got a market report for some things. What do you got? What's the drawn first one? I mean, do people even care about these shows when comics come out now? I mean, is it fool me once, fool me twice?
So yeah, we can dive down that little rabbit hole for a second. No, the answer is when it comes to brand damage, stuff like Marvel and Star Wars, no, speculation, people do not care. Very, very little. The needle moves so little now when trailers come out. Announcements being made varies on the gravity of the announcement. So, for instance, a giant name like Taylor Swift is going to be playing Dazzler. That's enough to kind of give the needle moving a little bit more than normal. But your typical what it was in 2021, not a thing anymore. People are speccing now more on the complete unknown than the known. So you give us a trailer, like there's already too many judgment calls made. People aren't even specking on it. It's the DC where anything's possible, right? James Gunn's he can pull from anywhere. So it's like, certain things are kind of getting low key specced on in DC because, the sky's the limit technically.
And that's why we're getting Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Anybody go see it?
I haven't. Is it out? It started to come out. It early. I think early showings. Actually, no. Tonight's the first night. I think. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was already out. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna go see it.
So you would think that of the three of us, we would at least know when a movie is coming out from a comic book. But the fact that none of us do, I mean,
I thought it was already out. I thought it was last week.
Reviews are coming out from the people that get early passes. But tonight is the first night that it's actually out to the general public.
Ooh.
But the reviews are really good for it.
Really Shut up.
Telling you.
I text Jono the other day. He asked me about it if I was going to go see it, and I said, "Listen, anything that has George Lopez in it is not going to be good. I think he's funny. I think he's good. In a movie, it just means it's a clown movie. It just seems like it's going to be a clown movie. And I thought the trailer was
It's not
funny.
like he's the main character.
He's
He's
not
in it, but he's
He's
in
not.
it.
I don't like him
If he
either,
was
but
the main character of the movie, I would agree with you.
yeah.
I think he.
There's a
has
grandmother with
elements-
a machine gun in the trailer. Okay, I mean, look, you're gonna make it a funny movie. It's gonna be the reluctant hero, but I mean, like, I don't know, it's Blue Beetle. I mean, like, look, hey, I hope it's wonderful. I hope people love it, and you know, the best part is I hope it does very well, so I can then start seeing people who are like, oh yeah, I've been a huge Blue Beetle fan for many years. You know, like, that's what I want to see. I really want to see those people show up. All those books you let me borrow, Jono, not one of them had Blue Beetle in it. Unless he was killed in the deceased thing, you know? So why did they pick that guy? Why did they pick Blue Beetle? Why?
I don't know. Who knows why? Don't know. Don't know.
I mean,
why
it's
they
cool
picked
to
him.
have the Latino representation for
I mean,
sure.
it looks like. I mean, the movie looks like it's going to be fun. I'll definitely watch it. I'm just not
Yeah.
going to go to the movies to see it because
Sure.
I don't have time to go to the movies.
And it's expensive.
That sounds like a father of three right there. I don't have a time to go to the movies anymore. Clunk.
But I did have time to go see Spider-Verse, so that
Who's
my
seen
Spider-Verse
it?
was
Great.
Who's seen it again? Who's seen it twice yet? Anybody here yet?
I haven't bought it on digital yet.
Okay, I
saw
want to see it again for sure. I'm thinking of a way I can maybe get like the family and kind of sneak them to watch it. I feel like my wife would love it, but she just immediately fights back on anything that has to do with superhero stuff. She's like, superhero, you know. But
My mom went and saw it by herself. She loved it.
Wow.
it was great. It was
Yeah.
great, man. It was great, and that's awesome. And your mom's awesome too. It's I wonder if my mom would do that. And I'm like comparing moms. You know, like I think that my wife would actually like that movie, but I just gotta like trick her into watching it.
Yeah.
You know, she wouldn't watch Secret Invasion with me. The last show she watched with me was WandaVision. You know,
Oh, great show.
and then we watched Moon Knight, which I wish I hadn't made her watch. You know, because she was like, "What the fuck, a talking hippo?" You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. You know, oh well. Anyway.
All right. Anything else? Any last thoughts on Star Wars, Ahsoka? The books, yeah, again, the books are not moving. They got some cool covers. This book here, fun story. If you haven't seen the video, there's a YouTube video called I Got Scammed. And yeah, I got scammed one day in Biloxi. Got scammed out $250. But just so happens I went to a pawn shop that same day, found this book for $3. And this is probably a $250 book. If I
Boom.
get a grade on it. So made up for that. Cool Scotty Young cover for these are all just the Kanan, the Rebels keys that are related to the show. But Kanan the Last Padawan, this is a cool book, Scotty Young cover.
So
Really
Kanan
cool.
can show up in this show or no, or he can't?
No. He's passed.
He's dead at this point already since you fucking ruined it for me,
Yes.
jackass.
Yep. Yep.
But he can show up in like blue form, can he? Or is he not cool enough?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he was that in tune with the Force where he can become a Force ghost. I think it's only for the
Man.
greatest. There is some illusion that he might have became a wolf, a loathed wolf, which is just a wolf from the planet Lothal. There's some speculation that like his essence might have transferred into this wolf after he died, because there's parts of the show where that wolf has like a connection with Ezra, and he says the word Dune over and over, and that was his original. Kanan Jarrus's original name was Caleb Dune.
Dude, I'm fascinated by how you know all this stuff. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of something that I believe in so much and can recite facts for you, and I don't think I have one. You're amazing with this.
Well,
know?
Well, I mean, Star Wars. You know,
But I mean, like, you just started talking about dire wolves and things like that, and like the wolf saying the word Dune or something like that. I mean, like, that's incredible. That's impressive. That's like your breadth of knowledge for all these things is incredible.
yeah, I rewatch stuff occasionally, but then also like I watch videos on them as well. You know, I watch other people that love them, like just re-talk about it as well. So just when you just listen to people talk about it all the time, just some shit just sticks. And there's some stuff I don't remember at all. some stuff. Crystal's like, yeah, this and this. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Ooh.
I'm like, how in the hell did I just forget
Do
about
you
that?
think if we were able to find a what is it, trivia night with Star Wars,
Mhm.
how do you think you would do?
How would I do?
Yeah.
I would do okay.
If we were playing for like a Yeti cooler, that was like the grand prize.
I would
I don't know
do
why.
I would do okay. I would do all right. I don't know. I mean, I would do okay.
How would we do? John, how's your knowledge? Like how I know that I'd be getting the drinks, you know, but
I mean,
is
I
there
know,
something
I know some stuff, but I'm not on Johnny's level.
I was
But, I
thinking
mean, I
for
know
some reason
some
I was
stuff.
thinking that you were like way into it. I was thinking like you were like way into it more than I was. I don't know what
I don't think so.
He just
I
wanted
mean,
to
I'm
talk.
into it. I'll go see all the movies and I read
Yeah.
some of the comics and I read some of the books and stuff, but like,
yeah.
All right, I've got it. I've got this figured out for us. Fingers and toes, if you could find a Star Wars trivia night place someplace. So Johnny, we got you, fingers and toes, and Jono and I will run interference. Okay, we will go to some bar someplace, probably in Vegas, and we will do the Star Wars trivia night, and we'll win the whole thing. Correct? Yes.
Yep.
It'll pay for the trip, fortune and glory the whole way. You know, fingers and toes. What do you think?
Fortune and glory.
Okay, all right. So here we go. Then I take it all back. Sorry, fingers and toes. We're taking your wife instead. So us three guys and your wife are going to go to Vegas and do a trivia night.
You ever seen the movie Very Bad Things?
No, what's that?
It's about so Jon Favreau's in it. You're familiar with him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the director.
early Favreau.
I think it was one. I think it's very early Favreau. I think
Swingers
right after Swingers. So Favreau's in it. Christian Slater's in it. Who else? The guy who plays Marv in, I forget his name. Who plays Marv in Home Alone? The tall robber, skinny guy.
Oh yeah. Damn,
he's in it. And who else is in it? This other guy, I can't think of his name. Really funny
His
dude.
first name is Daniel. Why do I know his first name but not his last name? It's fucking dumb, right?
I don't know. But Very Bad Things is Very Bad Things. It was one of the first movies that I saw that was so vulgar that wasn't like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's like a different type of vulgar. And I was just like, what the hell am I watching? It's basically these four guys go to Vegas for a bachelor party. And they end up killing a hooker in the bathroom. And so they make bad decision after bad decision. So they end up killing this hooker. It's a bloody mess. They're coked out of their mind. The guy comes out the bathroom and he's like, I just killed a hooker in the bathroom. And they're like freaking out. And they're like, well, what are we going to do? They're like, well, we got to clean it up and try to hide the body. Then a security guard knocks on their room. Right. And then he's like, what's going on? And they almost get away with it. And he peeks into the bathroom and he sees the hooker. And out of pure panic, one of them ends up killing the security guard. So now they got two dead bodies. And these are just four dudes that like, one of them sells cars. The other one does like software design for a company.
Twice the midichlorians.
So they end up completely. So they end up burying these two dead bodies in the desert of Vegas. They go back home to their wives and kids and try to hold it all together. And
oh wow,
it is a very cool. I mean, I love the movie. Crystal,
do they hold it all together?
No.
No.
No. Watch it. Very Bad Things. Great movie.
Maybe I will.
So
anyway,
I think we'll end it on that note.
Yeah, it was what a terrible ending. Killing hookers and security guards.
Yeah. May the force be with you all.
Yeah, exactly. Go hug your families now. Sorry, Johnny, scumbag.
Hey, I didn't write the movie. I just saw it.
You just
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
All right. Anything else before we
follow? Hey, when you guys see this on the rewind, you need to follow. Don't click it. Let me see it. Pop up. Follow. There you go. Follow Mr. Silver Surfer right there. He's got great stuff. He's got great stuff for you to enjoy. He's back to Instagram now. Trying to corrupt him slowly but surely. Every now and then I'm on Instagram. I see that you're on there too. Don't worry, I'm watching. And
yeah, I know.
Wait, Rev, tell everybody about your
just
friend.
my new friend.
What's his name? JTC.
Yeah, John Tyler Christopher. I put up an awesome picture of a cover he did for Spider-Woman, of course. Duh. But the New York Comic-Con 2020 cover is it's a negative space one. Super cool cover. And of course, it's only 300 of them. So it's like, hey, man, if anybody's got number 75 or 138 and they're willing to part for it for an okay price, let me know. And, I always try and include the artist. And, it was cool. He liked it back. So I was kind of like, all right, cool. I just collect artists now, him and Maria Wolf and David Nakayama.
Nice.
So I got 3 people. Yeah. It was very cool. It was very cool. It's a cool cover, man, for sure. I want a copy of one for under $100. God.
Yeah, that is really cool. You should get him to do a remark where he fills in all the negative space with hand drawing.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, okay. Just draw the lines instead.
Yeah.
Look. The cover is really cool.
That'd be kind
the
of
cover
cool.
is very cool.
It'd be an interesting remark for somebody to do on those. Like buy 2 of them if you want the negative space one, and then you buy another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paper chase money. Just buy 2. I can't even get one, Johnny.
How much are they?
They're not terribly expensive. They're like $50 to $60. But
okay.
the problem, but here you go. There's 300 of them made. But the problem is everybody got this cover and realized that it was a cool cover, even though no one knows who Spider-Woman is except for me. I'm a biggest fan. And they all slap it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's one of the things I talked about. I was thinking I didn't talk about anybody, actually. We talked about it last week a little bit, but not this part. That all these old books, the reason collections are being lost is because people are getting these books and they're slapping them all. You can't go find them in the wild now because they're all like preserved. So of the 300 books that were printed, I mean, there's probably 150 of them or more that are actually slabbed already, and they're all going to sell them, try and sell them for $150 because it's such a low print run,
Right,
so I mean, but
that's how you got a Spider-Woman number 1.
Who you did?
I did, yeah. I got one.
What a jerk! Stop jocking, bro.
No
I better copy than mine.
I got it. I don't know. I think it's
in
probably
a collection.
No. I didn't get in a collection. I think it's the reason why I got it was because I was buying. Okay, so that Spider-Man, the whole Spidey giant 60 book CGC submission that I just did. I was like, okay, this is the last time I'm submitting Spidey stuff for a while, and they've got the Secret Wars, that Jazz Hands label, right, for CGC, and I'm like, I want a Secret Wars 8 9.8 with that Secret Wars label. I was like, I want it. So I scoured eBay and I found a guy who I think had a 9.8 copy of one potential. And I, after cleaning and pressing it, I think it's going to be a 9.8. And also he had a Spider-Woman number 1. I was like, well, shit, if I'm doing Spidey stuff, like, let me see if I can get it. Because the Spider-Woman looked really, really good. I got it. There was there's a small crease on the corner. It's not a 9.8. It's probably like a 9.0 or something, or a 9.2. But the Secret Wars came out the way I wanted it to. That was more. Nice. But buying the 2 books together, I was kind of able to get them for a good deal. I think I got it for like $40. The Spider-Woman one. It's a pretty high grade.
Very good. Well, I'm in love with mine. I'm in love with mine that I got from Dark Claw.
Yeah. Is he here? Is he still here? I mean, is he still here?
I'm not sure. If you're still here, I love my book. Thank you. It's right over here.
There you go.
Anyway,
John, I haven't forgotten. I still got the Katana Melina. The Mortal Kombat. Whenever I see, if you want to.
Mortal Kombat.
So
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much. Hit the like button on the way out. Don't forget, video coming Sunday. That's it right there about rare books. It's gonna be a good one.
Johnny, real quick, you missed out, man. You really should address. Look, you can still redo it. Go back and reshoot that thumbnail, but put on like some Miami Vice outfit, please, if you could.
Yeah.
Little white. Go back to this. Go back real quick. Let me see it. Come on, dude.
Like a white Don Johnson.
Yeah. Put your sunglasses. Listen. Okay. When is it going? Sunday.
Sunday.
By Sat. Oh fuck. I'll say by tomorrow if you could. Put on a jacket and like a pair of glasses and do the same thing again. And see which one tracks better. No,
I don't want to do. Let's see which one tracks better. Yeah,
I just saying, man, we're here for science, right?
Right? Yeah. Maybe we'll see. I might do that.
Just saying.
Okay.
And then we need to do the intro for the outro. Okay, just so we get this right.
We do. Yeah, the intro for the outro. Let's see.
Later, y'all.
Good night.